You guys think, oh, it's only one. It's actually Yudehan once again going for Losira. He's been on fire these days. He did lose the prediction in the first game of today, going with the Yanhua, but he did get Panic up against Flash. So let's see if his prediction can come to life once again here.
Yeah.
We don't think so.
I don't think so, but I feel like this matchup is a lot closer than those prediction scores show. Like, I actually thought about this one for a long time. I don't want to say I almost picked Losira, but I thought about it a lot, and I thought about a lot about his Hyun series, because as we were talking about before, it didn't seem like Losira really showed up, so it's hard to judge that series.
Yeah, and this is the best of one. I feel like it could go either way. Like you're saying, those predictions don't reflect it, because even if all of us think that Life is 55% chance to win this game, we're going to go for Life, you know, because it's our one prediction. We only get to pick one person. But at the same time, it's only 55 to 45, which is incredibly close.
Yeah.
So,
true. Well said. You know, it's black and white on the screen, but it's not black and white in our heads. It's actually very gray, for sure.
Well, Life is 8-6 and 2-1 against Zerg. Losira is 4-0 against Zerg in Pro League. He's 9-4 overall. He's up there at the top of those winners rankings. I think in third place now.
Yeah. 2 wins away from getting up there with Hero. We'll see how Hero does today, because he could get even another win, possibly even 2 more wins. Actually totally possible, totally feasible. And the map is merry-go-round, so 3-player map, strong map for Roach timings. We've seen Losira do that in the past. Life loves his speedlings here.
And look at Losira, man. He's got that death stare on again. He's looking forward into his monitor. He looks focused today. Not like he was looking against Hyun. You remember him in the makeup room just laughing and like rolling around and just like la-di-da kind of laid-back attitude. Not today. He's going up against Life. He knows that his team relies on him to get this last win to push it to an ace match here. Let's go to the game, guys. It's Life versus Losira on merry-go-round. Up here in the top right, in the red for KT Rolster, it is Life.
And his opponent spawned horizontally here in blue for MVP. It's Losira. He's so serious that he takes the teal and turns it blue. Also, I think teal looks pretty terrible for ZVZ, so I'm pretty glad.
Yeah.
Blue also not the best color for this.
I always went with blue.
Is blue your favorite color?
Yeah, it is. I'm a Protoss player, though, so I guess it's kind of different.
I always really liked in StarCraft 1 yellow for Terran, because I just felt like it stood out and looked really different.
Fair enough.
In StarCraft 2, we've got red and blue only, though, generally, and you can change it green and red if you want to turn your allied colors on. Well, let's see how these 2 players open up. It doesn't look like either player wants to do a quick pool, which doesn't surprise me. Against these 2, I would never want to quick pool them, because
they're both so good at holding off everything, man.
Exactly. DRG versus Life, Iron Squid Finals.
What year was this?
This was
2012?
2013, I think. 2013 January, I believe, or February. Life makes the comeback and is able to win it. Insanely great series. And in the last game, I think it was on Zelnaga Shipyard, or was it Antigua Shipyard? And because I'm just going back in history, all right?
Yeah.
The Hatch First versus Hatch First. Perfect time to talk about this. It's Hatch First with like an extra drone versus a 10 pool, Baneling all in, and Life holds, and DRG loses the finals.
It's insane.
Insane comeback. Great series. I know I just spoiled it, but if you haven't seen it, the energy, the feels of that series, I was watching that in Paris. Awesome.
Sounds awesome, man.
But yeah, Life's good at defending. Losira pretty good too. But that's just like a really specific example from a grand finals.
Yeah.
When everything's on the line, game 7. So we'll squeak an extra drone out there for Life. A little bit greedier, just like a tiny bit. And Losira is going for the Life is going for the faster gas as well.
Both of these guys are so good. We're gonna have a very explosive ZVZ, especially on this map. Me and Moonlight actually casted one. I forget, and one of the players was just not safe, and he just lost. And that's why you get these explosive ZVZs on this map, because that natural is so wide open. You can't really make It's so hard to get a wall up there. You have to put like 2 EVA chambers, a couple of queens up there. It's really hard to get any wall up very fast. So usually you see both Zergs going to like heavy link Bane, and you just see a lot of micro, a lot of back and forth, a lot of trickery.
Yeah.
And I think it was Sue versus Solar, if I'm thinking correctly. And Sue he just made a bunch of lings, and Solar wasn't safe enough, and Solar just died.
That happens sometimes. You really have to be very careful about how much greed you put on. It's a razor-thin edge that these players are walking in this matchup. It's not like PvP. Like, imagine if PvP, if you like made 2 stalkers instead of instead of like a tech structure, you just like could get way behind because your opponent was teching faster than you, or like, or you might actually, if you didn't make those 2 stalkers, you just die because your opponent made 3 stalkers. Like, PvP doesn't quite work that way, but this mirror matchup is pretty scary, especially in the early stages when it's so easy to die, when you're so vulnerable.
Look at this. Life goes totally gasless. Or rather, not Life. Losira goes totally gasless, and he gets the scout on the gas of Life. He sees 2 extra drones in the gas, even after Link Speed is making. So, Losira...
And you know what? Life doesn't see that little Ling. That Ling is going to scout. That Ling is going to scout these 22 Lings. That Ling is going to scout these 22 Lings. That Ling is huge. That Ling is MVP right there, man. That's the MVP Ling.
It's not Losira that's on MVP. It's actually just that Ling.
And he's even going to make it further. Oh, wow.
My God.
He double scouts. He sees it here.
Oh, but at the same time, he's making a huge round of drones. He's making 10 drones back at home. He doesn't realize he's trying to get a wall up, but the creep is not ready. I don't know, man.
Was he just not looking? I guess he just simply wasn't looking.
The creep is trying to spread. He's trying to make a wall. I think he's got it.
He does. He has it for now, but it's very, very low. It's a very new structure. He's got to pull more drones to block this wall. Oh, it's so close.
No transfusion. Gets through. He gets a really nice round.
It's all on these queens, and the drones have to fight here. 4 down already. The queens start to fall, but will he be able to hold the Spinecrawler finishes? And he does hold it off.
He holds off this push, man, but there's more pressure coming, and he makes more drones here. 9 roaches on the way, and more links to follow up. They have speed.
I just simply think he just did not see that when the links were shown to his first 2 links. He was looking at the main base, which just ran into a queen and then died.
Look at this Life, always known for taking tiny little trades to get ahead. Taking down 2 lings there, and that's really important. This goes totally unscouted.
Oh, he even moves the Overlord in the wrong direction.
What is going on, man?
Oh, boy. And now he's going to lose his lings here on the middle of the map to these roaches. That's how he's going to see this. He has a roach warren. He's making nothing but drones at home.
He's making more drones.
He still doesn't see them, actually, with those lings.
He's been totally fooled. This is just going to kill him, man.
This is just
There's too many units.
Such bad luck here for Losira. Now he's going to try to put the tight wall, but he has no units. He's supply blocked. Can't even make units. 3 overlords on the way. This is way too much. Wall is open. That spine's going to get burst down here. And
there you have it, man.
Is going to take it. GG, Life, and KT rolls to win 3-1, and they will be going to the playoffs.
That's huge, man. This is the match they needed. Life to end it all in the 4th game. There you have it, guys. 3-1. A lot of short games today, but the result stays the same. KT will be going to the playoffs in 4th place.
Yeah. Very important win there. Very clutch moves there by Life. Unlucky for Losira, but a bit greedy in some ways as well. So, I mean, that's definitely something that comes back to bite him.
Insanely greedy, man. Especially on that map. He just, I don't know, Losira's ZBZ is falling apart or something.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't go that far, but I feel like he didn't expect Life to be Life. He was like, if Life is playing like Life, it's too predictable. And just simply put, wanted to play a bit greedy, try to get ahead. And Life he lifed him. Life lifed him. I don't know what else to say. That's what Life does. He makes a bunch of lings, he outmicros you, he finds a way into your base, and he kills you. Losira looks really mad, by the way.
Yeah, he does. That's a really tough loss to take, man. It seemed, in his mind, he's like, okay, I finally held off that Ling attack. I will be safe. Things are going to be okay. He just didn't scout the roach warren. I guess he saw it, but he didn't click it. It was building at the time. His overlords were totally out of position. Roaches show up at the front of his base after he makes like 15 drones, and he's like, well, I guess I lose.
We need a Life interview here. I feel like that's who we're going to see. But he beat the team's best player in his EBZ. Just ran around him here. Hoping we get to hear from him. Here's the recap, though. Only Panic was able to take Flash out with that cool Warp Prism all in, but every other player kind of got stomped. Youngwa versus Stats, like, pretty fairly even game until the end. But everything else was pretty one-sided.
I suppose you could say Stats may come in for the MVP, but I think, you know, I'd rather hear from Life here.
He beat Losira.
Yeah, that's the big story there. That's Stats, the PvP. It's like, okay, you kind of outplayed your opponent in a longer mirror matchup there, but I don't know. We'll see. I feel like either is okay, actually.
Losira, with this loss, by the way, loses his perfect ZBZ record in Pro League, so something to keep in mind. And Losira almost starting to look like a Solar